Hello everyone, Alchemist here with a quick and short video on the only Adept Wendigo GL3 farm this week. As it is a fairly easy GM, the Warden of Nothing, this is your only week to get the grenade launcher everyone is talking about. However, there are foes stopping your rightful passage to the Wendigo. There's 21 champions in total, 10 barriers, 4 overloads, and 7 unstoppables. Do not fret, however, as this is a guide that will keep you well equipped for the journey. Since it is Solar Singe this week, it is ideal to have a solar subclass for each guardian. For hunters, Hamkara's Spine Trip Mine spam builds paired with demo rockets are the play, though alternatively you could run Void Hunter with Omnioculus and act as an anchor for your team. Or, if you are a real one, you could use Aeon Swift Exotic, which does stack with Lucent for double heavy ammo for your team. For Titan, Thunder Crash for ball smelts, and Heart of Inmost Light for better control over neutral. For Warlock, Starfire Protocol can control most of this encounter, spamming fusion aids to clear and manage most trash mobs. As for the weapons, Gjallarhorn is an amazing option to use aside other solar rockets. Having one on your team will allow you to use solar rockets like Hezen's Vengeance, Roar of the Bear, and many more. Arbalest is another great pick if you want to get rid of champion barriers efficiently. And my final recommendation is a Wither Horde with a Weakened Clear mod on your Guardian to increase overall damage input. Makes the boss melt much easier and is a cherry on top for most encounters. Speaking of mods, there are more that makes this process much easier. Monochromatic Maestro increases your weapon damage every time you use your abilities. Advanced Scout is an amazing mod that gives your team more damage when you stun a champion, as well as Lord Kelvin's Basilisk for any Void subclass variants to take advantage of, using their melee to stun enemy overload champions for the team. Now that we have all of that taken care of, we can talk about tips and tricks involving each encounter that can make the experience as stress-free as possible. From the starting encounter, you can walk down these large wires and have you or an ally with overload weapon stun from afar. You can stun the enemy champ, blow it up, and then walk through the door, skipping the ad encounter entirely. As for the train encounter, you can make the jump over the left side of the train before the panel activates, saving some time. Make sure you dodge the first train that comes tunneling your way. It is recommended that you clear up the remaining ads near the end of the first train tunnel area. However, if you are confident enough or an Invis Hunter, feel free to breeze past it. Now, you are at the other train track area. You should be at the opposite line where the last train appears. This means that if the last train is barreling on the left, you alternate towards the right and vice versa. Next, you will see a Hydra. Burn it down with whatever resources that you have at your disposal. There is an unstoppable nearby that should be stunned. Feel free to finish it for more Lucent ammo, as they're extremely easy to handle. Next up, clear out some ads nearby the Cabal station, noting what I said earlier about the trains. Next up is a barrier champion. Ideally, you should carefully whittle its health down and break its barrier, leaving it wide open for a finisher and even more heavy ammo. After that is a careful walk upon the wheel race. You can safely skip the Vex ads here. They're not lethal if you keep moving. Then you get to the platform area where there is explosive canisters and unstopped champions. Be sure to get rid of the canisters ASAP as they are a liability. Then prioritize removing the unstoppable from the area, stun it if it gets too close, slowly remove the ads dealing with the barrier. You can burst into its shield break state. Feel free to whittle it down into Lucent finisher territory. Then it's on to the next area. Please, please, please be careful and deal with the Vex around you. Slowly deal with the ads and hobgoblins you come across. I generally move towards the middle control panel and deal with the left hobgoblin first. It's closer and my options are easier to hit. After that, I focus on the right hob adjacent towards me. However, this time, my team has it covered. Afterwards, dealing with the Hydra to spawn the next wave of ads should be your next plan, which I do. I do get punished here again for playing aggressive. Please learn from me and play cover whenever you can. However, I make it up to the group by making quick work of the chain boss Apoptos, and we're on to the next section. This section is mostly ad clear and playing your life Dealing with the initial cabal and then dealing with the unstopped nearby will be your main goal for this section. There are two options. You could stun the unstopped from afar and whittle it down, walk up, and loosen finisher, though you have to be wary of any scions nearby. Or a much safer option is to goad it into coming towards your group, stunning it, ganging up on it, and finishing it from there. After that, you should ideally prioritize scions. As in this run, I specifically put myself up on scion duty, as the snipers can kill you extremely quickly without proper attentiveness. After clearing the rest of the ads, you can head to the airlock and start the hardest encounter in the GM. The Mines encounter is an encounter that requires all hands on deck. I would recommend prioritizing the left-hand side within the inner circle of the encounter and handle champions accordingly. I used my super here and probably could have honestly saved it for something else, but I digress. Generally, the highest threats will run towards you, like overloads and unstoppables. It is recommended that you stun and kill them as swiftly, as they will make you move from safer places to unsafe places in an instant. Make sure to deal with scions on your way, then within cover, deal with the barrier enemies until there is one left. Feel free to finish them for more loosened finisher ammo, and then start the mine detonation encounter. The mine detonation encounter, it's ideal to convene on one area to deal with the barrier champion. Then if it's nearby, deal with the unstoppable champion as well, whittling them down for easy ammo. Then we move to the first mine defusal area, clear out the remaining ads, and then on the next phase of mine defusal. Ideally, for a safer run, everyone will convene on B, stun and burn down the overload champ from afar, and then convene on C. However, our hunter is very dependable, so we double pushed C as he finished his B route. So now you defuse all the mines, and now you're at the boss phase. Now, the best things to do is to play your life and dump as many rockets as possible. With rockets, this boss is a total pushover. Just play your life and whittle them down. Now it's the boss phase. For extra safety, stay up to platforms and whittle down champions. When they're stunned, blow out rockets until there's 1 or 2 champs left, loosen finisher, and now it's time for the final boss. Ideally, a warlock well is placed, though if not, no biggie. Hunters with trip mine and demo rockets, and even other players with rockets, should roll into the boss quite easily. To further illustrate my point, I was able to end the boss with 2 people, as my third actually disconnected on us. And that concludes the tutorial. Happy hunting, Guardians. Oh wait, I forgot to tell you to